Welcome to the very first episode of the Ghostoul Podcast. Each week I will be interviewing the very best in the paranormal field. And today I have two gentlemen that are changing the game in paranormal events. We have Russ and Andy from the Haunted Exchange. Woo, 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 woo.
Hey, oi. Woo, woo. Or an intro. Okay, I'll give you the money later. Very best.
£5 well spent.
So I'll pay you in kind on an event one night.
That's better than money.
I'll put my teeth in for it.
Wow, what a way to start. So, guys, obviously, lots of people will know who you are, but if you would just like to give a little quick rundown of who you are and what you do within the paranormal field. There may be people abroad that don't necessarily know who you guys are, so that'd be great.
Okay, so I'm Andy Moore. I'm a psychic medium, psychic artist. I've been doing it for about 35 years, off and on, so it's a long time. I work on the TV show Help My House is Haunted when they need psychic drawings doing. I've worked for loads of different paranormal teams, and yeah, I'm just like a paranormal chart, really.
Yeah.
Turn up anywhere, really.
Paranormal rent boy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm Russ Bevin, and been in the game, not a game, sorry.
On the game.
On the game, been on the game for 30 years, roughly. And speciality-wise, I'm into a lot of the ITC side, just like yourself, Nicky. But doing events, I try and push the ball apart in relation to participation of guests, so let them experience the way we do things. And so I'm always messing around like yourself with Nicky, frequencies, energies, radio waves.
Yeah.
Just trying to bring the best out. Whereas I've gone on through the years, I'm beginning to get a bit of, how can I put it, be sensitive. I won't say I'm a psychic medium like Andy, but I am picking up a lot more. I think scientifically I'm picking up a lot more energies, you know what I mean? And being able to, not debunk, decipher those energy fields into information by using equipment and my own body barometer. So, yeah, it all gels together, myself and Andy, really well on events, so we can offer spiritual and tech and validate between each other. That's the way it works. That's the idea behind it. So.
Yeah, just before we carry on with what got you started into the events, you mentioned that you like your guests to investigate how you do. Do you think there's a divide between the paranormal events companies and the not necessarily real investigators, but paranormal investigators that go out every weekend, just a couple of people? Do you think there's a difference in styles?
Massively.
Yeah.
I think people that are currently out there are not getting, if they want the experience of what we do week in, week out and over the years, then to go on an event is probably not necessarily the right way to go about it. I mean, I know companies out there, events companies, packing 100 people in a small, tiny place, splitting them between two team leads, 30, 40 a pack, and walking around with, cat toys and a meter between the 50 of them. And I mean, that's not the way to do it. We all know it's like fishing and patience and quiet. We all know it's what it's about. Now, they're obviously going down the entertainment side, aren't they, and trying to sell it that way. So I understand that it's all about, on events, it's all about the spookiness and the thrills. But, yeah, there's definitely a parity between the two. And hopefully what we're trying to do is cross that divide, give them the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's the entertainment you want to provide by, generating the positive energy on an event.
Yeah.
But also, we've got to take it seriously. We've got to be respectful. We've got to deal with what's there, and we've got to deal with it properly and actually teach the people.
Yeah.
Just having a cat ball flashing is not.
Yeah.
It's not the be all and end all of the night. Let's look at the reasons why it could be flashing.
Yeah.
Let's look at why the K2s are going off and why the M-Pod's going off. Yeah. And let's use your body as that spiritual barometer. Yeah.
It's like with the work that we do as well, that we often come across, well, Andy often comes across, the lost souls and the troubled souls. And with Andy's skill sets, then we can't just neglect them and leave them there to suffer. Nobody else would like it. So we do tend to offer to do that task as well, and Andy will cross them over. Well, so they get an experience that way as well, see the methods involved in what's required to do that process. So we do often do that quite a lot, don't we, really? Because there's that many out there. So.
I think as well, a lot of events companies now, they don't actually explain to people what they're going to sense, what they're going to feel. And we like to say that at the very beginning, your best bit of ghost hunting kit is you. Mm-hmm. If you've got a headache when you walk into a room, and then it goes when you walk back out, explain that scientifically. And so we push people to understand that, if you are feeling this way, if you keep getting the name Kevin every time you walk into a room, well, let's look at the reason why we're getting Kevin. Is there a Kevin in the group? All that kind of thing. So we try and work it all out, push people's psychic ability forward a little bit, as well as bringing the kit in. Then the kit can validate what they may be getting scientifically, and that gives you say somebody says, "Oh, I keep getting Kevin," and then it comes through on a bit of kit. That for them has made their evening.
There's quite a lot. I mean, one of the vigils that we do, I call it History Mystery, and it's about unlocking the secrets of the past, the fabric of that building. So we'll throw psychic mediumship. We'll use word banks, but not app word banks. I mean, true word banks, hardware word bank. Yeah. And we'll use we'll get all this information to collate it all, and then to hopefully formulate a narrative or a blast from the past type of thing and what's gone on, and then we'll research it later. And the success rate we had, and it's a really interesting vigil because everybody owns a bit of kit, and you'll give them the pad out, and they'll write down what they're feeling and names they're coming up with. And Andy will draw in sync as well, what he's getting. So it all comes together as a little package at the end of the vigil and a timestamp for the past. And we like to do that as well. It's a good one to do.
I think it's good that you guys have got your uniqueness or a unique vigil that you just said about on events, because most events companies are pretty basic. Like you say, there's too many people on the events. You're probably not going to get much activity because there's too many people there. Any sound you do get is going to be obviously poo-pooed because it could be 12 people in that room, 14 in that room, So I think it's good that you guys have brought that together. Is that the reason you started the Haunted Exchange? To bring something different to events.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really fantastic events companies out there.
Oh yeah.
But there is something missing with the fact that nobody sits there with the new people and says, "This is what to expect. This is why a REM pod works. This is why a K2 works. This is how you could possibly pick up on spirit with your own emotions and feelings." And we wanted to bring the spiritual and the science together to try and just give it something tangible. We wanted somebody to go home experiencing something. Whether it's, they saw something on the kit that corresponds to something they felt, or they just get something tangible in their feelings and emotions that then later clarify it. So it is the mixture of science and spirituality.
Yeah, well, I think as well what we want to do is make it a broader horizon for the field to come to our events. So we not just got, I don't like to use the word guests or public because people are coming because they've got an interest. I mean, we have witches, pagans, we have Luciferians, we have the whole genre of the paranormal coming our evenings, because that simple fact what Andy states is that, I've stood in front of a great group of guests and with a K2 and said, I won't be using this tonight, and thrown it away. The simple fact is 9 out of 10 people sitting in our audience have got smartwatches on, and they're not aware of the pulsation of that gives out. So I'm wondering where we K2s online. I don't like cat balls. You know, a lot of people love them because they get yes or no answers from them, which is all fair enough. But personally, I don't use them because of the slightest vibration, the slightest Chinese circuitry in them is big faulty. I mean, you can't get a true resonation of fact from a tangible evidence from these things, really. People bastardise me for saying that, but it's the truth. I mean, I understand it's a pseudoscience and what is the truth. So my point is, and what Andrew just said, a multitude of factors can give us the tangible, perhaps a tangible evidence, or put us on the right path, and that's what we do.
Yeah, I think our tagline should be putting the bullshit out to
science
neutrality.
Why not?
I don't want people to sit in the corner doing on mantra.
Yeah,
in the lotus position. All the crap and just get back down to the basics.
It's like I've been on events where, you know, before I started doing my own events team, I used to go on recce's, reconnaissance missions, and go on other people's nights just to fact find for myself.
Yeah.
And put my own interpretation and spin on things. And I'd say half of the teams, not saying I haven't got a clue, because it's each their own. It's their own methods, I know, and I won't knock that. But I don't want to sit there with 3 psychic mediums, witches, sitting in every single vigil, sitting there all trancing. And while the audience or the guests or the pagan are sitting in a circle, listening to their conversation. Oh, I'm talking to the microwave now, and it's all going for an hour solid. And I mean, I'm just falling asleep. And you got all this beautiful building, stately home, grade 2 listed, and you got 3 women sitting there trancing out. I mean, come on, I paid £50 for this malarkey. Hopefully we've took the best bits from a lot of people's, you know, and people like yourself, Nicky, you know, I watch your videos and watch what you do from the early days, you know, when you had your old boxes and wandering in the woods with Andy and Andy Burbridge, weren't it? I think I've done. So you got an Haunted magazine with that young boy in the woods, remember?
Yeah, Tommy, yeah, that was.
Tommy, I remember those early days. I used to sit there thinking, that's the right way to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Controlled, precise, and what we're doing with Andy as well is throwing that control mediumship, because whenever I go on an evening, there's always about 17 mediums there fighting for domination of the information coming through. And that the way it should be done, is it? No,
definitely.
As well, we are really just the translators, nothing special. Just
you're the decoding box, aren't you?
Yeah, the middleman.
That's exactly it. And then I'll go, cheers, Andy. I'll walk through the corner.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's really important that, like you said about the equipment, to explain to the guys on your events how the equipment works, what sets it off, and why it's probably not best to use the equipment in certain locations. So I'll big up to you guys for doing that, because I think a lot of people don't do that. The events that I've been on, they just give out equipment, or if people got equipment with them, they say, go on, get on with it. And then everyone's like, it's a ghost because it went flashy light or a noise went off. And it's like, really? You know, there's so many reasons why each bit of equipment will trigger or sense something. And I think you have to know what happens when your equipment goes wrong, why it goes wrong, why it goes off, how it works, before you start using it. I think that's the best way.
Exactly. And what we've been trying to do recently, Nicky, is myself, Andy, and the team will sit there and have a brainstorm about how we can make advancements in technology in the field. And we're not technically minded between us, but we have some great ideas. I mean, we've been playing around with the old methods at the moment, like the scrying and table tipping, etc. So we put with a plan in relation to scrying in altering your visual perspective. Yeah. So we're using like crystal gazing goggles and things like that, you know, so you're looking through crystals into the scrying mirror to change your perception. And we've had some amazing results from that. Being seen alleged shadow beings through them. I mean, the things, it just proves that the old ways, the Victorian Georgian ways, have got something in it. We just need to expand and improve to suit our needs now.
So, well, we went to Newark. We went to Newark Town Hall a few weeks ago, didn't we? And we did a freeway. Was it freeway? Freeway Estes?
Yeah.
So we did the freeway Estes on the stage, and then we put somebody, believe it or not, we actually went and bought an IKEA portable wardrobe.
Wardrobe?
A wardrobe, yeah. If you can imagine a spray tan tent.
Yeah.
Like
right. Yeah.
Like that. We put a chair in, we got somebody in there with a pad and paper, noise cancelling headphones, they couldn't hear anything, they were absolutely blanked out from it. And what they wrote on their pad then matched all the stuff that was coming through on the Estes, which then matched the drawing that I'd done earlier.
Yeah.
So, we can look at that a few ways. Were they picking it up psychically from each other, or was the messages actually coming from spirit? But for those people, there was we can't explain that, and that's all we want people to go away with. Yeah. We can't explain that.
No, it's about the link, creating that link, and the way we do it, as Andy just explained, that on psychically, or we do a lot of circle work, because when we're all connected on table, you're all touching, creating that energy circle. That's like, however many's in that circle, is how many batteries, because I believe it's energy, batteries, and say Andy does different terminology, I can use and draw upon to communicate. And it's all about that resonation of energy, that tapped in energy that can use to communicate. And we're finding that more and more as we go along.
What's the weirdest thing that's ever happened on an event you've been on or one of your own events? Anything crazy you thought, oh my God, whether it paranormal or just from a guest or anything like that?
So many. So many. We had some last night doing a house cleansing, a spirit rescue, and that was weird. So the not the Paratech box, I got a spirit chat box designed by Get Paratech. Sorry for the plug. 10,000 words. We sat in this bedroom where it was an alleged portal. And a nasty man kept coming through, which Andy got rid of. But he kept mentioning violence and names. He mentioned a name. I won't say a particular surname. I'll say Gough, Gough. And the lady next door came running. Did he just say that surname, Gough? And I went, yeah, why? So the lady's case it was, she changed her name by default, her surname, because of certain issues. But that was her original surname. So how does that work? And it was picking up on incidents from the family, personal incidents. And she was all sit there in amazement looking at this box and all these names and things coming through that were applicable to her. And that couldn't have been coincidence.
No.
I don't mean. We went to the commandery in Worcester the other week, and it might not be paranormal. So Andy was in a room drawing what he was picking up. I was in the chapel area, 2 solid doors, either end of the chapel.
Yeah.
So I started messing around my my FG box, frequency generation box, going through all the usual angelic numbers and frequency. And I hit one, and seriously, didn't they? The door by Andy shut on its own, slammed, and then further down the corridor, the next one went slammed as well, big heavy doors. So I don't know what we hit there. I don't know if we triggered the frequency, had triggered the sensors on the doors or not, but we couldn't explain it. Everybody kept asking us to try and replicate it, but I was worried in case the fire brigade came.
Set it on fire, yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So do you think that obviously, Andy, you could probably answer this. They say that there's like a spirit frequency that people can communicate on, and spirits and ghosts can communicate with you on. Do you think that that's what tapped into that? Can it move a door? Would that be possible?
I think energy is quite possible of doing anything. We just don't understand it enough, do we? That's it. And I think we will get to a stage where we start understanding it more and more. But yeah, I think, was it spirits that actually just got mad and slammed the doors in terms of the energy? Or was it the frequency interfered with the wiring system? So they were fire doors. Did it interfere with that? I don't know. I've managed leisure centres for years and I've never known a frequency doing that because we have alarms all around the building and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, something like an theta frequency, which is the frequency that our brain goes into between sleep and wakefulness,
Yeah.
that's a really strong pull for spirits. And that's where you get these kind of faces coming towards you and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if you've ever had that yourself, where you have like these faces that just come and then go and come and go. But as an
No.
artist, what intrigues me over that is I know the first thing you learn at art school is that you can't draw a face. You can't make up a face. You can't put a pen to paper and make up a face. It will have elements of things that you know.
Yeah.
So when these faces come towards you, when you're working on that frequency, you don't recognise none of them. Is that spirit coming through? For me, yeah, I believe that, but it's open to debate, isn't it? But
Yeah.
different frequencies will produce different reactions. So yeah, I mean, there's fear frequencies, there's manifestation frequencies, there's all kinds of stuff.
Well, so the London Underground resonates a certain frequency that
Yeah.
vibrates eyeballs.
Yeah.
And these vibrating eyeballs can make hallucinations of spiritual beings on the track, and that's a well-known
Phenomena. Yeah.
thing that happens there, phenomenon, sorry, yeah.
That's all you for sound, isn't it?
Yeah, for sound, etc., yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, still trying to find the frequency that makes people crap themselves, literally. There is one, and I will find it, and I will use it.
That'll be a messy event. That will be. Bring the wipes. Yeah, shit event.
So
Oh,
I'm
wow.
going to use it to destroy the world and all my enemies.
Turn it on. Turn up that dial. So Andy, I've been very privileged to see some of your drawings. I think I saw the last lot of the Hellfire Caves. You're a spiritual artist. How did that start? Did you just start drawing what you see, or did something tell you need to, like, were you into mediumship at that stage, or did the two combine at some point?
My mediumship started when I was really young, but then, I mean, that's a whole different story, but I blanked it out for years.
Okay.
And then in my probably late 20s, I probably started working for a few events companies doing mediumship. And I never thought of marrying the two, because I went to art college and did all that kind of stuff. Never thought of doing anything other than that. Art for me was my own personal thing that I did away from the paranormal. And then one night, you probably know that I managed Smedic Bass for years.
Yeah.
And we loads of, every weekend I was there more or less working the events, and I'd get bored. Even though it was a fantastic building, I'd sit there and get bored. So I took my pad with me and I just started drawing. I'd sit in the tunnel while they're off somewhere else and I'd just draw all the spirits that were around, just to keep myself amused, really. And then it developed from there, really. And then it works on a few levels. So sometimes I'll just look and I'll see like I'm looking at you now and I can just sketch it quick.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll just see it in my mind's eye and I'll sketch and I'll just throw me loads of information. And sometimes I'll just put my pen to paper and I'll not realise I've actually drawn anything until I stop. So that's the way it works. Difficult to actually pinpoint it down. If I could teach it to someone, I'd make a fortune. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way I can actually teach you. There's nothing I can actually say to do it. All I can say is anybody mediums out there, just take a pen and paper and see what you can do.
Do you keep all of your drawings?
I usually give them away. I've got,
Oh dear.
yeah, in my shed I've got boxes of dead people's portraits. So,
That's a great way to talk about them.
you
Yeah.
know what I've done? I've started to embrace technology a little bit more. So I'll do a sketch on location, and then
Yeah.
I've got my pad linked up to the computer, and I can do it on there quite and just do it a lot quicker and get it to a
Okay.
good standard. And then,
But that's something. Sorry to cut across you, but that's something he does. He'll do the sketch. It'll resonate tangible with what we've been discussing and finding. He'll
Yeah.
sign it. And he'll give it to the participating guest, and they can take it away with them as a memento that they'll never forget. You know, for the evening.
Yeah, I think personally you should with your drawings you should put them in a book, and then with each picture, like give an idea of what activity was happening around that particular person that you drew. I think that'd be quite interesting. I'd quite like to read stuff like that, just to see, picking up what you're finding out at each location.
dude, if you can write that for me, I'll give you the pictures. Amazing.
I was thinking you do the top trumps deck of cards. You know, with this spirit outranks this spirit out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That'd be a great idea. So, Russ, favourite piece of equipment?
Anything to do with spirit radio and frequency, you know, going through radio wave, anything at all. I mean, I'll try anything, don't matter. You know, I followed the work of Jorgensen and Rode Evans. They were onto something hugely. I mean, Jorgensen particularly. If you ever research, you're probably aware of them, aren't you? Both of them, aren't you? So I was researching these from a young age, and I was following it through. So there is something to do with radio frequency, radio energy, white noise, all of that. And I just can't find anything to replicate it. I mean, I've got like you, Mickey. You know, you're always the first to get the best radios that come out, and I mean, there's some brilliant ones. Some of the tech providers now are, you know, Infrared and Happy Droid, etc., knocking out some brilliant. She's along on the radio front, but these short bursts that come through, these quick, we're getting close to formulating conversations. Really are. I mean, that one I was playing last night. You know, I had a little Happy Droid. Sorry to give a plug again, box on, but it was coming out with nouns and verbs. And I mean, it was one character, and he was talking for 10, 15 minutes solid. We could just expand that slightly. You know, you've got people like Steve Huff. I know in America, I know he's getting knocks because it's always apps with him. Yeah. But he comes out with some brilliant tech. I mean, when he puts his mind to it. There's some great stuff out there. We're going to find something. That is where I do believe we'll find something tangible eventually. Because there's going to be that set wave hidden between bandwidths that we can't find. And when we do, they'll all be blown away.
The frequency.
In your experience, when we've raised the vibration in a room, we went in the room cold and we knew it was allegedly haunted. Yeah. Generally, there might be some information that comes through, but then do you think when we raise the vibration through what we do, we get so much more?
Oh, definitely.
So is there a way of actually doing that with
kit? Well, we've tried it. We've tried crystals on crystals on top of the antennas, and we've tried that. But raising the vibration, it's all linked, isn't it? Definitely, for sure. But it's just finding that niche, finding that method. Yeah. But when we do it, when we raise vibration prior, you know, whatever form we do, that the results are totally different, aren't they?
Because it just reminds me of it's the mediumship. You know, you see a lot of these platform mediums, and I've got Fred over here, and he's in a 3-piece suit, and he's telling me about his dead canary, and you know, he left his dog in the park on a Wednesday, all that kind of stuff, which is mostly absolute crap, right? Because to actually work on an earthbound level, spirits to work with our 5 natural senses have to lower their vibration so much that they can't sustain it for very long.
No.
So the job of a medium is to actually higher their own vibration, spirit lower their vibration. So you meet in the middle, or the medium. Whereas with kit, you're only working on that lower vibration, so to raise it up, something will come, then come.
Yeah, I think that's why I'm using amps for frequency gen to amplify, and all these things that you can throw into like extra EMF, you can throw in infrasound, you can throw in all the negative ions. So these all change the atmosphere and the environment, right? For them to make it easier to make the connection. So I think all of it's pea soup, isn't it? It all comes together as a cake, you know.
You mentioned going to someone's house, and was it, what did you call that? Spirit rescue? Was it?
Spirit rescue.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, do you think people should be investigating people's homes? Obviously, no.
Spirit rescue is therefore we don't talk to her, we don't make communication, because all it does is firm the connection line, the telephone line between us and them. If you start tension their way, they'll accept it, especially if they've got devious plans in mind. So no, we don't. We just go in, pick up what we can, and then you get shot, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the houses before where I've just walked in and walked out and said, "We've got nothing. I'll go to the doctors."
Yeah,
it's as simple as that. Not trying to be too disrespectful, but it is, there's nothing in, you need to go to the doctors.
Turn your 3 Xboxes off. Turn your 3 Xboxes off and your PlayStation. It's causing you imbalance in your neurons.
Don't sleep in the air and put against the electricity meter and stuff like that.
Yeah, you're seeing everything.
Or you've walked, on 6 tubs of antidepressants and, hallucinogenic drugs on the side. Yeah. No, we don't.
So for people to go into people's houses to investigate, you've got to be clear on what you're dealing with, and this is that person's home. Are you going to make it worse? Why has this person called you in? Is it because they need some attention? Is it because they have got some mental health issues? Are the children there? Why would you investigate somebody's house where children live?
Yeah.
As entertainment for us, it's not.
It's not where families are involved, no.
I mean, obviously, anybody who's got anything about them, knowledge-wise, you have to go in and do base tests with people, don't you? You have to go and give them that. We always say, look, we can ask you questions and what be personal. Please answer them. Because people get fixated with the paranormal, watching these TV programs late at night, and every bump, bang. And we all know, sitting around this table, it's just, it's environmental, it's natural 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
Until it's actually physically harming you or your children, then that's when you react. The rest, sorry, you've got to live. You've got to live with it if it is paranormal. You've got to live with it because it's doing you no harm. You're just interlocking between dimensions, You're living in tandem with somebody all the time anyway. So, narrow theory.
Is there any haunting story or location that you guys think was all made up, was fake, or any that you've actually been to that you're able to talk about?
No comments.
Call my lawyer.
Call my lawyer. Oh dear.
I'd like to just spill the beans on things like that, but no, I'll best not, because people make a living from them, don't they? So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard about. I was listening to a podcast today, and they're talking about the Enfield haunting, and obviously they thought that some of that was staged by Janet, I believe. And I just got to thinking, maybe a lot of people are still on the fence. Is it fake? Is it a real story? Did it really happen? Like Borley Rectory is a place I would love to have gone to.
Yeah. And how much of it is true with Harry Price, though? What are his findings there? Are they gospel? You don't know, do you?
That's what I mean. No.
You don't know.
No.
So you can only go on what your own personal experiences are, and that's why I hate people. I mean, everybody's scared to put evidence online because, one, you get called crazy, 2, you get debunked to the 10th degree, which is fine, but people should have the right to their own experiences. It's your own experience, nobody else's. So, they shouldn't be chastised for it. Obviously, unless it's an orb.
Well, there's a face in it.
Hello.
Yeah.
I mean, we did events at the Baths for 20 years. So I've probably investigated that building more than anyone else. And I think Rush is the second person. And I know that building, after 12 o'clock, it went flat. For whatever reason, it just went flat.
Yeah.
I know that more stuff happened during the day than at night. And, I could work there on a Friday night, kick off, and then Saturday night, it would be a dodo. But for those people that went on the Saturday night, it could be the worst place they've ever been to. But the people who went on the Friday night, it was the best. And I have seen some people that are absolutely bonkers. I will tell you this story because it still makes me laugh. So there's a sauna area in the Baths. Obviously with a sauna in it, but there's a lounge area. And I sat in there and there was a medium. I'm not gonna say her name. Anyway, we went and sat in the sauna box, right? And she turned around to me and she goes, "I've got an Eskimo with me."
In a sauna?
I was like, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah." He's telling me about when Wild Bill people come here in the 18 whatever, and where the pool was, they boarded that over, which they did, but it didn't open until 1933. And she says, "I can see the stagecoaches whizzing round where the pool was." And I'm like, "You're Eskimo Inuit guy, and he's telling you this." And I'm like, "That's not the history here." And she goes, "I'm right."
Wow.
Yeah, it is a lot.
So, Smedic does associate with the Wild West, but not it's like, but not nothing like Wild Bill Hitchcock.
So, what's your guys' favourite location that you've investigated so far?
You got to put a genre to them, though. Favourite castle, favourite jail, favourite whatever. It's, in relation to energies, walking in anywhere that's new, because it's not been done. You know yourself. You walk through a door that's never been investigated. Boom! You walk through that minefield. That is explosion. So we love that. We love that type of thing. Anywhere that's new and not being done to death, really. But with me, I do like the darker places, to be honest.
Yeah.
Any ritual magic and things practiced, and it's always got that tinge and that essence, hasn't it, to cut through. Dangerous, I suppose, but there's just people like Andy. But I love it. I mean, the Haunted Museum in Stoke, Fenton, 600 macabre artifacts there. You walk in there and you just know you're walking into something that's not right. You know there's something not right there. So it's just worth going there just for the pure energy there, just feeling it.
I wanted to go there, but he wouldn't let me in.
Why?
I just turned up. I was passing by and I wanted to visit, and I was knocking on the door. I was ringing them. I went on Facebook and I was like, "Is this shut?" But then someone replied to me and said, "Oh, you need to book, and we're like 3 months until you can come in." And I'm like, "Oh,
we'll sort something because
it looks good."
It is. I mean, some of the stories behind the artifacts. I don't know if, obviously, with Janet, your doll, you believe in attachments. I mean, 600 other things there. He's got letters from Daimler and drawings off the craze. He's got an altar that's had bloodletting rituals done on it. He's got ground up teeth from rituals, human hair. He's got some nightgowns from deceased, robes from deceased people, that they're the final outfits that they died in with blood and vomit on them. I mean, it's just a truly dark and macabre place.
As
White Fronts as well.
yeah, I've already got white fronts there. That's
in a frame.
it's a pair hanging up.
Hasn't he got the original door from East Drive there?
Yeah, Bill donated him the door original.
Yeah, I think I read about that. Yeah.
That's got an EMF trip all the way around the frame as well.
Oh wow!
So
Yeah.
What's the trip? EMF trip power. Yeah,
Have
he's got Warrens. He's got a lot of Warren stuff.
Oh yeah.
Spectacles and other things, personal possessions of the Warrens there.
Oh wow! Have you been to East Drive?
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I'll be truthful now. And I went there thinking, oh, of course, I'm just going to take a crate of lager, sit there, order pizza, and just have a play up because, obviously with all the fables and lore and everything. So I went there thinking, no, this is going to happen. But then I sat there, I sat in the chair in the living room, the one by the kitchen door, and I was just looking at my phone, charging my phone on the battery. I'm getting my hands like that there with the cable. And I was watching it go up in increments like you do. And I thought, I've got a phone home in a bit. And I suddenly looked down and it stopped charging. And I couldn't find the battery. And I was just holding the battery like this for 10 minutes. I didn't move, didn't flinch. The battery went missing. I looked all the way around the vicinity of the chair. It wasn't there. And I went, where the heck is it? So I thought the lads would playing me up. I went walking round. No, nothing there. And it weren't until the next morning because I slept in the parents' room on my own. And I put around by the door. And a tripwire all there. So I was like, nobody could have got in. When I woke up the next morning at 8 o'clock, the battery back was right to the side of my bed.
Wow.
It was like as if it had been obviously the child poltergeist or whatever's there. And allegedly it had put it down the side of my bed. I still can't explain that to this day. One time I went, it was 4 a.m. I was in the parents' bedroom. One of my team were in the girls' bedroom, and somebody was in the living room. There was only 3 of us. 4 o'clock, I heard somebody banging up the stairs. I went, Paul, is that you going to the toilet? No answer. And I went out, and nobody there, nobody on the stairwell. But the father had died on the toilet, apparently.
Yeah.
So I had that. But the scary bit was when I jumped back into the bed, I heard a young girl whisper something into my ear, crystal clear. Direct voice into my ear, and she said,
"Wow."
I couldn't work out what it said, but it was like a panic, something like "help me" type of thing. But that was a crystal clear DVP at 4 a.m. when I got back into bed. So yeah, that was pretty cool, to be honest. So yeah, I've still got reservations with it because I know that there's some manipulation, but there's definitely something there after those incidents.
Have you been there, Andy?
I've never been. No,
No.
I need to go at some stage. Yeah.
Have you been, Mickey?
Yeah, I've been 4 times, and I've got to say, apart from the first time I went, we had some good spirit box responses. Probably one of the deadest places I've ever been to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've been there with like two people, 3 people, so not lots of people to contaminate the evidence if you get anything. But yeah, it's so flat every time I go there.
But this is where Andy's point about raising the vibration there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I do think a lot. I think us as investigators should be trying to push that a lot, because obviously, depending on your mindset as well, you're taking, yourself now. You take a lot of negativity with you. You're not going to get much because they ain't going to want to consciously communicate with you, are they? If you're in a bit of a pissy mood, it's all about there, isn't it? It's all about the vibration levels and resonance.
Sometimes as well, it's adding up to these buildings as well. If they're doing every single week, and you tell me it takes one team to go in there and totally disrespectful, and spirits just go, go away. I'm dealing with you lot. Do people wear their energy down, or do they not wear the energy down? But so much more energy is brought in through the teams that it just cancels it out.
That's true. I think they get used to your voice as well, don't they? They know who's asking the questions and they want to hear other people speak to them as well, not just the same boring people.
Yeah. It's a difficult one with locations. Should they be done? Yeah.
True, I think it should be like, when you leave a field fallow
Yeah.
before horse rotation, leave it, let it grow back a bit first, and they'll go back again. Let's concentrate with some other ones. I think it should happen with.
That's convenient every 4 years.
Yeah, definitely.
Andy, you might be able to answer this one for me. Do you think spirits, or maybe do they know like your intention of why you're there? Because I think if you go there and investigate wherever you are, and you have the right intention, you want to communicate with them. You don't want to be disrespectful. You're not going to be an idiot. You're there out of respect. I do think you get a better communication with the spirit.
Yeah, I'd agree with that 100%. But we've also got to realise as well that these spirits are people. They're just disembodied people. They've still got the same personality. And I'm not going to gel with every person on the planet. Just like us, we'll take umbrage, or we'll be, I just got a bad vibe about that person, whatever. Spirits are exactly the same, and it's how they respond. There's been many a case where I've come to cross somebody over, and it's all, majority of the time it's going to be a female that I can't do anything with, because what's happened in the past with that spirit in terms of abuse from a male.
For male, yeah.
And it could be vice versa, all that kind of stuff. So it's actually understanding, is it a shy person? Were they shy in life? Were they outgoing in life? Were they, quite withdrawn? Did they have illnesses that stopped them from communicating, or did they have mental health issues? And most of the time, people don't actually think that way, do they? They just assume it was that performing monkey, where you're here to entertain us. So I do think, you're absolutely right. The intent that you go in there with, always respectful, always polite, good positive vibe. We're here, and actually explaining why we're there is a big one for me. Rather than saying, dude, make a noise. Why?
Did it hurt when you burnt to death in that fire?
Are you in pain?
I think people should actually write down and think what they're talking about.
As long as you put it in the right way, And I always, for me, you did your EVP, is that pause between the questions. Because for me, speaking to spirit, there's always a delay, there's always an echo. So it's like shouting through water. That's the only way I can describe it. It takes a while for it to travel and then for it to come back. People want the instantaneous response, and it's not always there.
I try and leave 15, 30 seconds between each EVP. Mickey, I don't know about you, but even sometimes that's not long enough, depending on what you're contacting. And again, I never do get to do EVPs because the control aspect of it's almost impossible, isn't it? Unless you're on your own in a padded cell, you never get the perfect environment for an EVP, are you? No. Especially when you've got 20 guests around you on a night. Always one person reaches for the handbag or puts their hands in the anorak.
Rubs the coat, in the pocket.
Yeah. Or farts, like happens almost. There's normally some woman.
Do you ever miss, or I don't know if you guys may investigate still, do you investigate away from your events at all? Like just the two of you or a couple of you?
Yeah, we need to get back to that because that's where the joy is, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
And it's when you trust people, isn't it? Not saying that we don't trust our guests or anything like that, but we've known each other for years. So I trust Russ, he trusts me. If we went out together, I would 100% believe that he's just saw a headless woman walk through the wall. He said that, right? Yeah. And vice versa. And I think doing that is really good. But on a public event, you can't always gauge, is it something that's been caught out the corner of the eye and you've made more of it, or, something you watched on the news today, and that name is resonating through your head, so you think,
Yeah.
But I definitely do miss research nights. I love research nights. I'd love to be able to say, okay, guys, yourself, Mickey, here you go, some multi-millionaire. He's 10 grand. Go and you three go to Leap Castle and spend the week here. And
Woo!
so what you get.
Yeah.
Lovely that would, the haunted Hill House scenario. We want a team of
Yeah.
scientists and investigators here for the weekend. That would be amazing, but fortunately, very few and far between.
if there's any
Yeah.
you'd like to sponsor us, yeah.
Yes.
How do you?
Awesome. If somebody could contact us, say we need our mansion.
Yeah, imagine that. That'd be brilliant.
When you got to feed us.
Pizza. Yeah, I've got a question for you. Do you guys have a pre-investigation ritual? Favorite song you play to get you in the mood, to hype yourself up? Anything weird you do beforehand? or do you just turn up?
Rude. Can we be rude?
Do what you want, mate.
Whatever he says, I don't do that. I don't do it for him either.
Lend
a hand, yeah.
Andy probably does something boring like a protection ritual.
Yeah.
I'll probably clean my belly button or something.
Get the fluff out.
I usually just drive into location. I put all the good tunes on. Bit of the Oasis on.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy singing one way there. That raises a vibration and that's about it for me, really.
Yeah. Mine normally a pack of Mentos and a Pepsi.
Do you do anything?
No, not really. No, I used to. I used to back in the day when I first started. There was a song by Example called Midnight Run, I think it was. I used to play that on the way to location. This was like back in 2012, something like that. They used to pump me up because one day I was going to an event and I thought, I can't be arsed today. Like, I'm tired from work. I'm just not feeling it. So I put that on and I'm like, wow, buzzing. So it really helped me. I mean, I don't do it now, but I used to.
Yeah.
So, I think sometimes, like you say, Andy, with your Oasis blasting away, you get, it motivates you. It keeps you in a positive state, and then you can go into whatever you're doing, and you get a great night, hopefully.
Definitely, it's all about your mindset, isn't it? I've been like you, Mickey. Deflated, but I think as soon as people like us get on site, you see familiar faces.
Yeah.
The anticipation, you do the tour around. I think that's when, the adrenaline kicks in, and you run on adrenaline all night, don't you? I think
of course you do, yeah.
And seriously, I don't know about you guys, but after an event, obviously, apart from the power hangover because you're tired and dehydrated, I mean, I have a crash. I have a crash for the week. I don't know if you get it, because of all that adrenaline you've given out in that one night, and all that energy. I mean, I have like a crash, It's weird. I'm trying to recover that energy again.
That's your age, mate.
Grounding, etc. Yeah.
That's your age.
My age, definitely.
How do you see the paranormal community currently?
Oh God, that's a bit of a cruel question, Nicky. I think in many ways it's progressed in terms of how we're going forward with different ideas, different bits of tech, and I think that's brilliant. And then we've got all these programs that are coming in, and we've got the magazines, and it's brilliant. But there is always going to be this core of people that will just bitch and moan and then try to stifle anyone's success because they want to reach that attained level, wherever that may be, of being the best investigator or on TV, or nobody's going to get there. You know, and the reason that so many people jump on that is because there's no formal qualifications to gain. Is that they haven't got to work hard at a qualification to be this or that. They can just come into it, have a really strong opinion, and then dislike everybody else's opinion because of it. Whereas I think if that's the issue that we've got. I think everybody just says nobody's right, nobody's wrong, because nobody actually knows. Just go with what you feel.
I don't know how you feel, Nicky, but nobody reads books these days. Nobody looks at the history of the paranormal. Nobody picks up French grimoires or you know, read folklore. They just watch a TV program and thought, okay, that's it. We can go out now. We can cleanse the world of spirit. And you know, it's caused me a few rows in the past. People watching TV programs and then going to we've been talking about spirit rescue, so I'm walking into somebody's house, proclaiming they can rid the place of evil. They're none of the base tests we talk about, and not looking at mental side and looking at all the various energies around them already, and just turn up with a REM teddy and say, cleanse the building. So a teddy bear's flashing stomach indicates the spirit has now moved over. And I mean, I can only blame the TV for that. And that's all. They just copy that and suddenly they know everything. I know we can't say we're professionals because it's not a professional environment. It's a pseudoscience.
Yeah.
But we can speak for experience in years under our belt. And there's an education. I mean, the first 10 years, when before internet, I was reading books every week on every
I've got loads of books. Yeah.
From cryptozoology, ufology, even, you know, way out of conspiracy theories. And it all links together. And you've got to have some grounding before you can attempt anything like that. And that's what annoys me with it all at the minute. And then the egotistical people as well, as Andy's mentioned, like little covens and sex. I said sex, not sex.
Hey.
Hey! Just to slate everybody and hamper progress. I know, everybody preaches para-unity, and I rather that died years ago, in my opinion.
That'll never happen.
We're all on our own. I hate thinking we're all on our own in the field, a hobby, whatever you want to call it. But there's some right buggers out there, and got to be aware.
I was just going to say, a lot of people think that they don't have to learn anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still learning.
And me, yeah.
You're constantly learning.
I'm learning off Mickey. Listening to Mickey tonight. I'm learning things off you. You haven't told me in 20 years of knowing you, know.
Yeah.
It's valuing of everybody's opinion, isn't it? Just because you may not agree with my opinion on this doesn't mean that I don't value your input on it, and maybe I can change my opinion on the way I see things. But there's a lot of people that are closed off to that. I'm right. I'm going to do it this way, and that's it. Whereas I think just be open. Yeah,
and nice. No, I would be nice and being kind. Yeah, everybody's preaching, you know, a unity out there, and you know, it's be nice. Don't matter people's opinion on things. Just let them have their own opinion. Let them have their own experiences. Does it matter? At the end of the day, we're all on our own individual journeys anyway.
We are, yeah.
Yeah, be nice.
I think currently the paranormal is in a positive state. Lots of para meets that have been going on, conventions, bringing people together, talking to each other. I think that's important. You need to talk and learn, like you say, learning every day. We don't know everything. And I think TV is to blame for a lot of bad practices. I also think TikTok is very bad because people that watch ghost hunting stuff on TikTok ghost hunters, that is, not people that do YouTube and TV and then put it on TikTok. They're so gullible and really thick. And I'm happy to say that because there are some stupid people on TikTok and the crap that I've seen, and people are, oh my God, look, it's a ghost. No, it's not. You know, it's like, do your research, learn, and then, you know, you'll understand better. It takes time to understand. I mean, I've been doing it 15, 16 years now. You guys a lot longer, and we're still learning. We don't know everything.
No.
And people need to just take a step back and, you know, do some research.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. You know, just not, as you say, TikTok. I mean, daily somebody sends me a TikTok clip to say, "Look at this. Is this legit?" And I won't even look at it because I know it's not.
No.
You know, somebody sent me a house of portals the other day and things moving off the shelf, appearing, and I'm there going, "It don't work like that." I mean, the amount of energy involved to just move an object, even a centimetre, you know, it's over a time frame of 3 hours. You know, that's a miracle. Not some of these things you see on TikTok, etc.
I'm nearly 60. I don't know what TikTok is.
Yeah.
Probably best. Don't.
Whenever I notice always semi-clad women, it's never to do with ghost hunting.
Oh no, it's funny that.
Algorithms. Is that algorithms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your proudest moment or achievement within the paranormal field, do you reckon?
Meeting you two.
Oh, so nice. Thank you.
I've got to say the same thing back there. For me personally, it is just with some of the readings I do. You know, the thank yous I've had for that and stuff like that. It's been amazing, and you know, it's not. I mean, I know it's not truly into the world of the hauntings and stuff, but it is just that reconnection with a loved one or whatever. And, you know, I always remember doing a reading for a woman in Italy, and she said, "Will you do me some drawings of who's come through?" And obviously, I didn't know who she was. She just messaged me by text.
Yeah.
I did 3 drawings. They're on my page. If anybody wants to see them, they're the lady with the glasses on. And I sent them across to her, and it was her aunt who brought her up all her life. She died 2 years prior. And she said, photos of my aunt are not on any social media platform. She was in a different country. And that for her, just seeing those, and, you know, I think it was an hour reading. I think I spoke for about 15 minutes in between the tears. But she sent a message the next day and said, "That's just changed my life, and it's just given me hope." I can't ask for anything better than that, really. You know, it's not about being on TV or getting an award or all that kind of stuff, or capturing a ghost on camera. It's about...
It's personal to us, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I was about to say, thinking about it, mine's raising money for the Samaritans from ghost hunting, over $5,000 for the Samaritans. And the Samaritans by me in Warsaw were about to shut over Christmas period, and they needed funds and desperately funds. Volunteers that don't get paid, don't get government allocations or grants. It's all self-funded, and we helped out in the paranormal community, not just me and the team, with the community. And I was proud of the community then. We raised money, a lot of money for them, and it saved lives that Christmas. So how much more prouder can you get for doing something like that? And I like to see not children's face, I mean, over 16, over 17-year-old children who've been on the first invest. It's our legacy. I like to see them smiling.
Of course it is. Yeah.
Leaving the event thinking, I'm going to be a paranormal investigator, and that's a proud moment as well when you get that on nights.
Yeah. A couple of questions left. Have you ever experienced a demon?
I'll let Andy answer this one. I'm with Andy on this as well.
Okay, I'm going to get so really boring now. Okay, so I'm controversial in many ways. I don't believe that demons exist.
Yeah.
Okay. If you look at religion, before certain religions come to focus, that man believed God was, or creator, or whatever was within them. Okay, and it was only when certain main religions come in that they chose to have a duality, a faith, a good and a bad. bad that you would be punished if you didn't follow the right path. So that was the duality that come in. So they created things like Satan. But when you actually look at the original meaning of the word Satan, it actually is Old Hebrew for adversary. Or adversary.
Okay.
That's it, yeah. So the devil's not actually mentioned in the Bible at any stage. Lucifer, that was purely a Greek deity that was brought forward and wrote into the Bible in the first century. And we look at all the old demonic names. If you go further back enough, they were previous gods that have been transformed into demons. You look at somebody like Kokonus, which is one of the original widespread religions around the world before any kind of organised religion come in. And his depiction as a beneficial god, you know, the green man, if you like, he was always beneficial. He was the companion of Mother Earth and would bring in harvest and all that kind of stuff. But his actual depiction is with goat's legs and antlers. And the Christian church turned him into that symbol of the devil. So there's lots of things. So when you look at demons and that, are they demons? To me, I've never met a demon. I've never seen a demon.
No.
But I've seen many spirits posing as demons to frighten somebody so they can generate and feed on that fear.
Yeah.
And I believe mostly that's what exorcisms are as well. It's evil entities, evil spirits that were once human, that disguise themselves to generate fear in a host to feed off.
I totally agree. I totally agree on that. And, you look at Satanism, Luciferianism, etc. Even the word occult just means unknown knowledge. I mean, and you look at Satanists, Luciferians, all they believe in is the ego. They just believe in their self first before anybody else. It's not necessarily they're worshipping a deity with evil intention. It's just purely ego. So, I mean, the whole thing, as Andy said, it's all controlled and contrived to offer a control and fear factor in most religions, modern day religions. And
I think so, yeah, to make sure you follow the line, toe the line of what they want you to believe in. Yeah.
All about money, isn't it? So, and I mean, people say you're evil saying that, talking against God, Christianism, Catholicism. But we're not. We're spiritualists. We like to take beliefs from all different scenarios, and form our own belief system.
I mean, there's only 4 religions in the world that actually believe in hell.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, in their religious books.
Yeah.
So, but I'd say to you, Nicky, if you ever get a chance to get Ben Winfield on your podcast, he could describe what I've just done so much better. He'd blow people's minds with the knowledge he's got.
Yeah.
And Ben's been on Help My House. He's always with Ian Norman's Yorkshire Exorcist and stuff like that. Absolutely mind blowing. Yeah.
And Mickey has offered for you, come to our occult night, 27th of August or 17th of August. We're doing an occult night to talk about what we've discussed. 17th of August. It's at the Four Crosses in Cannock by us. Yeah. And it's lectures in relation to these subjects we've just talked about. So we got the Kate Shirelles come in and a few others. Ben's going to be there lecturing. So come as our guest. Yeah, come as our guest and film it if you'd like to.
Sounds really good.
Yeah. Chuffed if you can make it.
Yeah. Cannock's not that far from me.
And then, and there'll be pork scratchings.
Hey. 2 questions left. Bucket list location you want to go to, if you could. If someone said to you, "I'll take you there now," where would you go?
American road trip. I want to do Route 66 and just stop and find and just pull up in an RV.
Want a couple of Harleys?
Yeah, or Harleys, yeah.
Yeah.
Take me there. Yeah, I'd like to do the American experience with Waverley and Stanley, all of them. Queen Mary, I'd love to do the lots, yeah.
Winchester
would be awesome. I'd love that,
Yeah.
Just to see.
I'm going to be really boring. Because I would just love to spend the night at Stonehenge.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Because I think that would just be, in terms of the energy and the spirits that are there, just be off the stage.
Yeah. That would be a good one, yeah.
Where's yours, Mick? Where would you go?
You obviously got the famous places in America. Possibly the original Exorcist house, where the original story came from, or the Enfield house.
Yeah.
I would love to do the Enfield house.
Yeah. About Tower of London. That'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one, yeah.
Tower of London would be good.
Yeah, you can't go there though, can you?
That's what I mean, yeah, the princes.
Yeah, you can't even take a photo in there.
No, that'd be awesome, though.
Yeah.
I think one of the people in the community, in our community, have been there, though. I'm sure they have. I'm sure they got invited to do something there as a special. They just don't record it and document it, that's all.
Yeah. And the final question, if you could get rid of one thing about the paranormal right now, gone forever, what would it be?
You could say catwalk.
Yeah, catwalk.
I'm going to go love and light on this.
Right.
I would get rid of the disharmony amongst everyone.
Yeah.
And fucking catballs.
That's a great answer.
Yeah, it's a good answer. Yeah, okay, so I'll top that. Yeah. I'll top it really. No, I'm going to get rid of anything. Ego.
Ego, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Ego. That's it. We're all on the same level. That's all. It's just that we've all lived longer lives and done different things. That's the only thing separating. So just the ego is what's putting cloaks on people, and they're not expanding their knowledge base because of it. And, you've got to blame TikTok and other platform medias, haven't you? It's like I hate to say this, and I don't want to upset people because they do a brilliant job, but some of these YouTubers who are turning urbexes into paranormal, so they're doing an awesome job going into these buildings, recording the time capsule, and it's amazing, absolutely stunning work they do. But all of a sudden, people have told them he's a K2 and a spirit talker app, and they're having to ruin their art, and it is art, and it's amazing. I sit there for hours watching them. They're jealous at what they can do, but somebody decided they've got to put a paranormal spin on it to get extra likes and subs. I don't blame them because it's their living, but it still waters down and dilutes what we do because we brought process, knowledge, experience into that side of things, and they just rock up with a 4K HD camera and suddenly they're Harry Price, and it shouldn't be like that, Well, no, it's not. It's the world we live in. It's the world we live in.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast, the launch of the Ghostoul Podcast. You guys are awesome. Thank you for doing that. Woo-hoo. If you guys want to publicise, let people know where they can find you on social media, etc.
On the website or daily.
Yes. All the social media, mainly on Facebook. There are 2 full Facebook pages for the Haunted Exchange. Another Facebook page just specifically for Wednesbury. One of the Haunted Exchange pages is a private page, but just send us a request. You can jump on that. That's where all the events get released first before they go onto the public page. We've just launched the website, so it is thehauntedexchange.com. Bear with us, it's a work in progress, but you can get all your tickets and everything on there. We're about to launch another three events. That have got coming. All the rest have sold out, so we got 3 more, and next year it's a big expansion.
Next year.
Lots of things next year. So watch the space with that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and Mickey, come to the occult night. The occult night's going to be a knowledge-based thing. So anybody who's got any interest in that side of things, and come and come and book on. It's on the page, as Andy said, on the website. So it'd be great to see you.
Yeah. I'll put it in my diary. I'll be ready. Hopefully, I should be able to make it along. So I'll talk to you later about that nearer the time.
Yeah.
Perfect. So thank you guys. Awesome.
Thanks, Mickey.
Thanks everybody. Tune in and make sure you click and like for Mickey. Ghostoul.
Ghostoul. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
See you in a bit. So, yes, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of the Ghostoul Podcast. Another awesome guest next week. And I'll see you then. See you in a bit.